Hi everyone, I'm Katie with Friends of Great Salt Lake, and today we're going to be exploring the Ladyfinger Point Trail here on Antelope Island. We're going to be looking to see what kind of spiders we can identify, and to help me, I've brought along some tools. I've brought this guide to common spiders of Antelope Island, and I've brought this ethical wildlife photography guide, and you can find both of these documents on the Antelope Island State Park website under the Spider Fest event page. We're gonna try to remember to stay on the trail as much as possible, to not disturb or harm any of the plants or animals, any of the living things that are an important part of the ecosystem here. We just have about a quarter mile to go on this trail, and we're gonna remember to pause and look closely because the spider webs blend in pretty well until you notice them, and then you see them everywhere. So let's get started. As we walk along the trail, it's important to go nice and slow and to think about where you might find spiders. They're not just going to be across the middle of the trail. They want to be someplace where they're not going to be disturbed and where they have a good chance of catching prey. So if you look closely along all of this vegetation, like this sagebrush here, you can look across the branches of the sage, you can look down below at the base of it for different types of spider webs. All right everyone, so over here we've found a common funnel web weaving spider. You can see he is laying in wait at the central inner part of his funnel web, and he's waiting for prey to fall or get caught in that sheet that surrounds the funnel, and it looks like he's had a lot of success collecting prey in this spot. The funnel web weavers usually lay in wait and weave their webs low to the ground in ground vegetation, and that's exactly what the spider has done here. It looks like he's even found some other spiders that have gotten trapped in his web, so he's going to be eaten well, and he's definitely grown to quite a large size. Here we have some of our common western spotted orb weavers, which you'll certainly see plenty of around Antelope Island at this time of year. They are suspended here in their orb webs, which are a pretty typical web design. They span across any space where there's 2 points that they can connect using their strong, non-sticky type of silk, and that gives their web some strength and structure. And then their spirals are woven using their sticky trapping silk, which is what's going to catch their prey. You'll typically see these orb weavers suspended in the center of their web, usually upside down. They'll occasionally drop straight out of their web when someone tries to approach them, so that might be a sign that you're getting a little too close for their comfort. We want to make sure we're not disturbing them too much. They may also be seen waiting at the end of their web, at the end of one of their spokes, as another good place to be camouflaged from potential predators and their prey that they're waiting for. Here at Antelope Island, the orb weavers primarily feed on brine flies, which are quite abundant. They're a super important part of the food web because they're helping keep the insect population in check, and they themselves are becoming an important source of food for the 5 to 10 million birds that visit Great Salt Lake every year. So it's a vital role that they're playing in the ecosystem here, and it's a treat to get to observe them. You'll want to make sure you're careful where you're stepping because you never know if there is a web spun right across the trail like this. This is a huge expanse, and the spider has built its spoke all the way from one end of this sagebrush across to that end. So again, just make sure you pay extra attention as you walk along the trail so that you don't disturb a beautiful orb web like this one. We made it to the end of the Ladyfinger Point Trail, and we have an amazing view of Egg Island behind us, which is a protected nesting ground for California gulls and many of the other migratory birds that visit Great Salt Lake, which, let's remember, are in part fueled by all of these spiders that we've seen today. So thank you for joining us. If you decide to come out and take this walk for yourself, we'd love to see photos of all of the 8-legged friends that you find, and we hope you remember to be respectful of all of the living things that are part of our ecosystem here on Antelope Island.